You won't believe what just landed in the hip-hop world. A full-fledged legal bombshell that's rattling the what happens when a famous rapper chooses to take the lid off his longtime rivals? Family secrets in a legal document. Yup, you read it correctly. Camron just delivered the ultimate shade, and we're talking about exposing Jim Jones's family in a court petition that has gotten everyone from Harlem to Hollywood. Is this the worst betrayal the game has seen in years, or simply another day in the nasty world of rap drama? What dirty laundry did Camron dig out, and how far will this fight go? Spoiler alert, it's juicier than reality TV. Reuniting with twists and turns that will leave you stunned. Hang around because we are about to break down every sensational detail, all the receipts, and the consequences that's about to careers. Believe me, you do not want to miss this. Grab your popcorn because the truth is about to become loud, dirty, and ugly. Savage ready. Let's dig right in now that you're situated on the edge of your seat. Let's examine just what Camron is putting down in this stunning court brief. Some petty family dispute or old school rap battle repeated for clicks? No, this is an all-out legal expose with claims. They're nearly clamoring for a Netflix series at the heart of the storm. Jim Jones, Harlem's own rapper. Camron's filing depicts a tight-knit family enterprise that's not simply about music and fame, but reportedly based on a foundation of deception, corruption, and brazen deception. Remember the Dipset days, the renowned gang that placed Harlem back on the hip-hop map. Jim Jones, known for the tough rhymes and street-smart hustling, produced an impression of success and commitment, while behind the scenes Camron's file states that the picture is a built facade disguising a deeper reality. What is the dirt precisely? According to Camron, Jim Jones' family has been arranging a succession of phony business enterprises, firms that exist only on paper, but shift millions of dollars via complicated money laundering operations. One of the so-called firms, apparently a real estate investment corporation. From the surface, it seems authentic high-rise skyscrapers prime Harlem, addresses, and a continuous inflow of investment. But going further, as Camron claims he did with aid from inside sources, disclosed phantom transactions, inflated property valuations, and dubious wire transfers, imply that the money doesn't come from where Jim Jones says insiders supposedly gave Camron with leaked bank accounts reveal unexpected transactions in the millions, often followed by fast withdrawals to offshore accounts in the Caribbean and Europe, are merely the tip of the iceberg. The petition also charges other family members of cooperating in these scams are mentioned explicitly, while some are referred anonymously. But the message, it's evident that this isn't a one-man show. The whole family supposedly contributes to preserving this extravagant mansion of cards. But it's not only about shady money deals. Camron also charges emotional manipulation. According to the records, some family members were coerced into quiet by threats of disinheritance or public disgrace. Others were reportedly brought up as scapegoats as everything began to unravel. Consider when family loyalty is weaponized to conceal criminality, resulting in a poisonous climate that extends well beyond rap drama. The petition outlines covert gatherings in private houses where family members dispute fiercely about how to manage the aftermath. Some advocate for complete collaboration with authorities, while others demand quiet at all costs. The picture becomes even more complicated when rumors about excessive spending, fancy automobiles, private aircraft, and expensive parties paid for with the same money that may be linked to these unlawful. One unnamed source recounted a celebration where champagne flowed like water. Designer brands dominated, but the feeling in the room was that nothing mattered since everything was founded on falsehoods. Fans remember Jim Jones' public image as the confident, larger-than-life guy flinging $100 bills in music videos, enjoying the high life. But Camron's bankruptcy raises an important question. How sustainable is that lifestyle if it's buoyed up by illicit activities? And more importantly, how long can the family keep this farce going? Under increased legal scrutiny, legal experts who have examined sections of the document off the record state the claims may open up several investigations, ranging from tax fraud to racketeering. They stress that if investigators locate even a portion of what Camron says, the the whole family may face criminal accusations that might completely ruin their business. Of course, Camron did not appear. Rumors and speculations concerning Jim Jones' family money have been swirling for years. Industry insiders have long thought that beneath the dazzling facade lurks a labyrinth of hidden arrangements that aren't always kosher. But no one had the courage or receipts to go public until today. And the timing, you guessed it, this court filing, leaked mere weeks before Jim Jones' highly anticipated record release, generating shockwaves throughout the music community. The argument rages over whether Camron's deliberate power move to capture the attention is a genuine plea for justice and truth. In response, Jim Jones and his crew have dug down on their denial, describing the filing as a baseless witch search and accusing Camron of attempting to resurrect an old fight to be relevant. But here's the kicker: court documents do not lie, and these records are already being studied by media outlets, fans, and legal experts. Similarly, social media is a war, and hashtags like Enter Camron Court Fight and Tro Jim Jones revealed are trending. As fans choose sides, jokes criticizing wealthy Dipset lives circulate alongside serious forums dissecting the potential consequences. Some supporters refuse to think their idol could be engaged in anything unlawful, while others claim it's about time the truth got out. And it's not just fans. Other artists are discreetly chiming in behind the scenes, with some insiders admitting they're stunned but not surprised by the charges of the previously tight-knit Harlem. The rap world is now split, and alliances are changing as this court drama develops. All eyes are now on what happens next at the trial might alter not just Jim Jones' legacy, but the whole Dipset brand that has been prominent for over 2 decades. Will this family withstand the storm, or will the empire collapse under the weight of Camron's claims? The next portion will go into the juicy facts from leaked reports. With anonymous insider discoveries and the public's explosive response to this crisis, we'll unearth the crazy tales that did not make headlines, the secret meetings, the hush money, and the power maneuvers behind the scenes. Believe me, don't miss it. Starting up exactly where we left off. This legal struggle isn't your usual courtroom drama. Camron's petition reads like a novel, replete with bombshells, hidden audio, and cash trails that seem to came from out of a Hollywood crime film. So let's get into the juicy facts that have everyone buzzing behind closed doors and trending on social media. First, let's speak about the money. According to Confidential, that's where the true skeletons are lurking. According to data supplied directly to individuals close to Camron, the Jim Jones family supposedly manages a complex system of shell firms masquerading as real enterprises. These organizations that file claims launder money via a complex network of accounts meant to disguise the actual sources of financial movements. One insider who requested to remain unnamed but claims to have worked inside the family's financial management staff informed investigators that there were nights we'd see wires coming in from areas that didn't make sense, corporations that don't even exist, simply empty LLCs. This source went on to detail expensive spending sprees that didn't match Jim's salary. Jones openly proclaimed that we are talking about private boats, exotic holidays, and expensive automobile purchases. Without any evident commercial purpose, family members reportedly participating in the scam with large rewards, fostering a culture of secrecy and greed. Leaked bank records depict an even more damaging picture. Picture one file allegedly shows a $3 million transfer from a Caribbean account into a New York-based reel. Another document discloses an estate holding firm engaged in a transaction with no lawful rationale. Multiple cash withdrawals totaling more than $500,000 in a single month, all flagged by suspicious activity reports, strangely went uninvestigated at the time, and it doesn't end there. The complaint also claims that numerous family members utilized fictitious identities to obtain various credit lines and shell accounts, further complicating the situation. Camron's legal team claims this a premeditated effort to conceal assets and dodge taxes. But here's the really kicker. The court filing refers to a series of audio recordings received by unidentified whistleblowers, which reportedly capture private talks between Jim Jones and his closest family may be heard in these recordings. Off-the-books transactions hush payments and arrangements to keep everyone quiet while the money is kept. One film, which was supposedly leaked to the public but never officially authenticated, shows a family member stating if anyone who attempts to speak out loses everything. This is not just business, it is survival. The eerie tone conjures an image of a family controlled by fear and intimidation. Of course, the Jim Jones camp has denounced these charges as fabrications and distortions. Insiders close to the rap business have one seasoned producer said, "I've heard tales for years about some dubious deals behind the scenes, but no one had any evidence until today." Meanwhile, a former Dipset associate who requested anonymity said, "I'm not shocked family money gets messy everywhere, but this seems like a whole other level. It's awful, and it's not just the hip-hop scene. Local Harlem officials and community activists have begun speaking out, expressing worry about how these claims may have an impact on the reputation of the area." The community organizer said, "Harlem's past is rich, and we don't need a controversy like this to overshadow." Despite the community's efforts behind the scenes, the filing has sent shockwaves through the family's business acquaintances. Various firms affiliated to the Jones family have apparently began distancing themselves, quietly withdrawing sponsorships and ties to avoid getting drawn into the dispute. According to insiders, private meetings between business partners have focused on damage management and how to handle a PR crisis that might escalate out of hand. They're attempting to find out which contracts to terminate, and who. One source indicated that if the feds get involved, they will be blamed. A federal probe have been increasing louder, although no formal pronouncements have been made by a government. A person familiar with the case stated that many agencies, including the IRS and FBI, had taken interest in the case. The source noted that financial irregularities reported in the file mirror the patterns we look for in money laundering and tax evasion charges, but emphasized that investigations are still in their early stages. Back on the streets, admirers of both Camron and Jim Jones have transformed this into a full-blown cultural discussion forum. The comments section is crowded with heated debates, with some accusing Camron of treason and others calling Jim Jones' family a mafia-style enterprise. Even artists not directly connected have chimed in via social media, casting covert shade, others publicly supporting Cameron's search for truth and responsibility. One popular tweet summed it well: "When hip-hop luminaries begin exposing family strife as a reality show, you know it's larger than music." Despite the disarray, one thing is clear: this controversy is about more than just rap. It's a cautionary story about power. Money and familial connections may twist together to create something lethal, and as the narrative unfolds, it's anyone's guess how deep the rabbit hole falls. Will new players emerge? Will additional leaks surface? Will the family manage to put out the fire before it engulfs them all? We're only getting started, and the last portion will break down the legal fights ahead, prospective resignations, government investigations, and the public response that may make or break the Jones family heritage. You won't want to miss what occurs next, exactly where we left off. The impact of Cameron's dramatic court case is altering the whole landscape of the Harlem hip-hop community and beyond. The once close-knit Dipset family is now fractured, the corporate empire disturbed, and the world anxiously watching as drama erupts on every music front. First, let's speak about the legal filing. Generated an avalanche of answers, with Jim Jones' legal team striking back with strong motions to dismiss calling. The charges are unfounded, slanderous, and solely strategic, but pressure is rising. Several judges have already signed off on subpoenas for financial documents, and the courtroom is getting ready for full-fledged discovery procedure that might pull several family members and friends into focus. Legal experts following this case think it's building out to be one of the most. If prosecutors get access to Cameron's, the repercussions of the disclosed papers, bank records, and audio recordings might be severe, ranging from large penalties to criminal prosecution. Nevertheless, insiders indicate internal tensions within the Jones family. Multiple informants have revealed that a few important family members are discreetly distancing themselves from Jim Jones for fear of their own connection being revealed. According to one source, significant strain, individuals are taking sides, and some are ready to collaborate. To preserve themselves, investigators have whispered about possible defections and signed agreements with prosecutors, a move that may shift the course of the whole inquiry. Picture that family. Members who were formerly faithful have become witnesses in a courtroom drama suitable for a Netflix film, and the public impact has been devastating. Less dramatic, the hip-hop world is split. Some fans feel this incident tarnishes Dipset's history, Harlem's rich rap culture, while others admire Camron for exposing corruption and standing up for truth. Rekindled discussions on loyalty, power, and the consequences of combining family with Jim Jones' brand connections are taking a big impact as a result of the instability. Major sponsors have started to sources inside advertising firms suggest that they are removing their advertisements and endorsements due to brand safety concerns. In today's social media atmosphere, corporations don't want to be identified with legal crisis. Regardless of how popular, this financial difficulty puts further pressure on Jim Jones and his team, potentially hurting prospective record releases, concerts, and commercial collaborations, according to one source. When money runs out, the true issues emerge on a more personal level. Friends close to Jim Jones report that he is under great. One confidant said, "This is not just about business, it's a personal nightmare. Family drama overflowing into the gym is under a lot of pressure from the public glare." Jones has been observed having meetings with prominent PR experts and legal counsel attempting to organize his return. Rumors of a documentary dealing with the controversy have emerged, but nothing official has been released. When proven, Camron has positioned himself as the whistleblower, the one who ventured to draw back the curtain on a family enterprise based on unstable roots. His camp has stayed mute, public, but busy behind the scenes talking with investigators and planning for what might be a long legal fight. Some suspect that Camron's timing wasn't coincidental, and that he might be utilizing this submission not simply for justice, but for a power play within Harlem's rap hierarchy. Either way, his action has sent a clear message. No family secrets are guarded, and no empire is unassailable outside of the courts. Community leaders and Harlem residents are prepared for the long-term ramifications. One neighborhood leader told us, "This crisis has placed Harlem under scrutiny. We hope it leads to responsibility but also healing, since the community cannot afford to be split by this." At the same time, local NGOs and youth programs allegedly concerned about finances as sponsors contemplate their participation owing to the issue surrounding one of Harlem's most famous personalities, and the media circus surrounding the case has generated questions regarding privacy. Critics say that the personal lives of artists should remain private, while others say openness is required when public officials wield crucial. So while this situation unfolds, the music business is watching attentively. Will additional musicians coming out with their own tales? Could this case spur further examination of hip-hop's financial transactions, or will it become simply another forgotten? Once the headlines fade, one thing is certain: the Jones family drama has transformed the game. What began as a rap rivalry has become a legal and cultural phenomena that is driving everyone to examine what loyalty is. What does legacy imply in the world of hip-hop? The court proceedings are set to begin within the next few months, and insiders indicate they might linger for years. In the meanwhile, anticipate additional leaks, drama, and potentially even more participants joining the battle. If you thought this was just another feud again, this is the narrative of power, treachery, and survival portrayed via lens of one of Harlem's most iconic families. Stay tuned for the last verdict when justice, truth, and legacy collide. All right, fam. Now that you've heard all the crazy facts, the secret deals with familial betrayals and legal battles shake up Harlem's rap culture. What are your thoughts about Camron? Did the ultimate truth teller exposes a corrupt empire, or just stoking the pot to bring down Jim Jones? Might this scandal changes the game for is Dipset merely another chapter in their lengthy, ugly conflict? Drops your hottest. Don't hold back on your remarks. Who is actually to fault here, and how far? Do you believe this legal struggle will go? There is hope for the Jones family to come return from this, or is this the beginning? In the end, if you're ready for more exclusive, jaw-dropping exposés, make sure to press that like button, slam, subscribe, and ring the bell to ensure you don't miss a single update. Trust me, you want to be part of these tremendous tales. Be the first to know when the next Until the Bombshell drops. Keep your eyes alert, ears acute, and recall. In the realm of hip-hop, the truth always weirder than fiction.